Hey friends, in today's video we're going to talk about the comparison game, and that happens to all of us. We get stuck in situations where we're comparing ourselves to others, but I have an awesome strategy to help fight against that so that you don't have to experience that even when you go into situations that used to trigger you. I'm Stacy Rocklein, and love is my mission. I work with the experienced self-helper who is ready to turn their focus towards love and creating more love in their existing relationships and enhancing their ability to love themselves and love others and attracting the right kind of relationships into their lives. So let's talk about the comparison game. What's going on when we do that? It happens all over the place, right? It's because we are feeling insecure and we are not really sure and confident. And so our ego is looking for evidence that we're doing a good job or we're not doing a good job. So we walk into this circumstance and the ego is like, okay, are you on par? Well, good, then you'll be okay. Are you killing it? Awesome, that makes us feel good because the ego is like, good job. Are you looking weak compared to everybody else? And then all of a sudden you've got a lot of really yucky feelings that go with that because, the ego wants you to feel good and wants you to feel adequate and okay. And so it's going to yell at you and tell you you're a loser so that you up your game and you don't let it happen again. But it's super uncomfortable to be comparing. What's going on is that we are going internal, and so we're completely stuck in our head, like we are an island and then everyone is there and we're up here. And as long as we're in that situation, we can't connect with other people. When I would go to networking events like lunches or masterminds, I would start to feel really uneasy and anxious and not nervous. I mean, there's nothing wrong with nervous, you just get nervous. But I would know that as soon as I go into that room, I'm going to look at other people and ask myself the question like, how does my business look compared to theirs? How does my brand, my message, all of that stuff, how do I measure up? And based on that, I was going to decide whether I'm worthy or not. What I started to do instead was to ask this one question before I would walk into those situations. And I already used this question on a daily basis just in my life, but I hadn't used it on a situation by situation basis. It was more of a general question I would ask in the mornings. And this question I would ask myself is, how can I love more? When I go into this situation, how can I love more here? And what happens when you ask yourself that question is, instead of being up here and being an island and stuck in your own thoughts, suddenly you are turning your focus outward towards other people. And then you have the ability to connect. And it isn't, what can I contribute? Because sometimes we want to contribute just because we want the recognition and the acknowledgement. And it's not how can I help? Because that sometimes is just looking for ways to feel better ourselves because we're helping someone out who's in need. When you say, how can I love more? Then who knows what is the actual thing that people are going to need. They might need just a congratulations and excitement for their success. Maybe they do need somebody to lean on and be there for them. It doesn't matter. You're wide open when you're asking the question, how can I love more? It's now how are we connected and not how do I measure up? And you can extend this to other parts of your life. How can I love more in this relationship? How can I love more in my business? How can I love more to myself? But we put ourselves in situations all the time, especially because of our cell phones. We've got social media where there is potential to compare how we're doing against how other people are doing. And that is like a connection killer for us to get wrapped up in our own ego and our own success and our own worthiness. But as soon as you start saying, how can I love more? Everything feels different. You open up Facebook when you're thinking, how can I love more? And everything that you see that's good news for people, you're like, that's awesome. You know, or you see people in a time of need and you can reach out to them. So how can I love more is a super simple question and a fantastic strategy for getting out of your head and getting yourself open for making connections. And connections is really, that's what we all want. We all want more love in our lives. So that's a question for you to try on and use next time you know you're about to walk into a situation where normally you get triggered and you're playing the comparison game. Pull this out of your pocket and ask yourself, how can I love more? Thank you for watching. I think you should share this with everybody because we all could be asking that question a lot more. But I thank you for your likes and your comments. And if you enjoy these videos and you want to get them right to your email box, you can go to stacyrocklein.com and sign up for the Love List, my weekly newsletter. How can you love more? How can I love more? How can we all love more? I want to leave you with that thought. All right, till next time.